Right, guys, welcome to this morning's live stream between the Crusaders and the Rebels from the AAMI Stadium. So today's game is going to be a thumping one as the Crusaders need to win this with a bonus point and 33 points. So it's going to be a very important game coming up for them if they want to reach the finals of Super Rugby Trans-Tasman. Let's quickly go and have a look at that lock for you guys as it stands at the moment. The Highlanders on top with 23 points. The Hurricanes in second with 21 points. Then the Blues on 19. The Crusaders on 18. So that's all that matters in this competition. So for now, the Crusaders need to win this game with 3 tries more than the Rebels. And they also need to outscore them by 33 points, which is going to be a massive ask today for this Crusaders side. But they also have racked up, on average, 66 points in their last 4 games against the Rebels. So you can expect them to really come out firing in this game as they're now making their way to the field as the Crusaders. So let's quickly go through those lineups for today's game. For the Rebels, in the front row, you've got Cameron Orr, Jordan Ulysses, Kabose Eloff, Rob Leota, Trevor Hosea, Michael Welsh, Richard Hardwick, and Issa Nasarani. Then in the back line, you've got Joe Powell, Gordon, Marika Korabetti, Glenn Vayu, Andrew Callaway, Frank Lomani, and George Worth. Big contest coming up here today. Then for the Crusaders, you've got George Bauer, Brody McAllister, Michael Aladoa, Sam Whitelock, Scott Barrett, Ethan Blackadder, Sione Havili, and Witu Douglas. Then in the back line, you've got Mitchell Drummond, Richie Mohanga, Lester Fine-Ganuku, David Havili, Braden Enner, Seville Rees, and Will Jordan. A massive back line for this Crusaders side. Then on the bench for the Rebels, you've got James Hansen, Matt Gibbon, Reese Van Neck, Steve Cummins, Ross Haylett-Petty, James Tuttle, young Tonu Maipia, and then Vudogo. Then for the Crusaders, we've got Nathan Feller, Tamati Williams, Oliver Jagger, Mitchell Dunche, Tom Saunders, Brian Hall, Dallas McLeod, and Mata Yeli. So both teams are now onto the field, and this should be a cracker of a game. The Crusaders needing to win here by 33 points and get that bonus point needed if they want to make it into the Trans-Tasman Final today. A big ask for them. The Highlanders did their work yesterday, so let's see if this Crusaders side can do it today. We're currently at 6:30 a.m. South African time. I thought maybe let me wake up and watch this game because I didn't want to see the result on television a little bit later. So here we go, guys. This is going to be the start. It's going to be Richie Mo'unga to start this game for us. And let's see. Let's see how this goes. It is a cold winter morning here in South Africa. Not used to watching rugby so early in the mornings, but let's get this game underway. Richie Mo'unga with the kickoff. Here we go. This is the big one. A deep kick in, taken beautifully there by Hosea for the Rebels. Joe Powell controlling it at the back of that ruck for them. Now it's taken up by Leota for the Rebels. Can I get this ball back? Just outside their own 22 at the moment is the Rebels. Joe Powell is going to clear this himself, but it's been charged down by Scott Barrett, but picked up beautifully there by the fullback of the Rebels. George Worth managing to get that, but it's now been turned over by the Crusaders. Just outside of 22 now, Will Jordan. Can he do something with this? Gives it out to Richie Mo'unga. Richie Mo'unga breaks open a gap early on in this game. 15 meters out from the try line. Can they do this? Mitchell Drummond, out it goes. Back inside to Will Jordan, 5 meters out. Can the Crusaders strike early on in this game? Waiting for the ball now. Sione Havili out to Richie Mo'unga. Comes back to them 10 meters out from the try line. Quickly taken up by Brody McAllister. Now Mitchell Drummond again. Out it goes to Braden Enner. Penalty advantage coming for the Crusaders. Drummond again looking for that ball, but the referee is going to award the penalty for the Crusaders. So an early start here for the Crusaders in this game. Quickly tapped by Brodie McAllister, 5 meters out from the try line. Mitchell Drummond, out it goes to Tom Sanders, nearly there. It's actually Ethan Blackett, and now Mitchell Drummond, out it goes, and so close to the try line, but the ball gets spilled into touch by the Crusaders, and it is going to be a line out to the Rebels. The inside centre there, which is not David Havili, it is actually Dallas McLeod, who is starting this game for the Crusaders. So an early change before the game started for the Crusaders, who are receiving some attention to one of the Rebels players at the moment, going down injured very early on in this game. Joe Powell's first kick charged down by Scott Barrett, and that caused all the problems for them in this opening couple of minutes. But we are looking forward to a very good game here. Richie Mo'unga looking really lively after his resting period last week. So expect a massive encounter from these guys today. They need to win by 33 points and outscore the Rebels by 3 tries today. We are going to have a line out to the Rebels 5 meters out from their own try line. But first of all, Robert Leota receiving some attention for a gash to the head. 2 minutes into this game, the Crusaders looking very lively in this opening encounter. They know exactly what they need to do today to win it, so they will come out firing it in all cylinders. Right, almost ready to continue this game, guys. 2 minutes gone in this first half. 38 minutes left in this first half. We're going to count down the minutes today. We know how dangerous this Crusader side can be. But if they want to win it today or make the final, they need to win by 33 points and outscore the Rebels 3 tries to 0. Right. Line out coming up now. It is going to be thrown in here by Jordan Ulisi for the Rebels. They have secured the ball. No, it's not been secured. The Crusaders have turned this over. And here comes Weetu Douglas. Weetu Douglas nearly over the try line there. Just short. Here they come again. Quickly from Mo'unga. Out it goes to Will Jordan. Steps back inside. Good defense from the Rebels. Just short, a meter short now for the Crusaders. Another penalty advantage coming their way. Drummond is going to dive over for the first try. And the Crusaders strike within the first 3 minutes of this game. Well, it's not what the Rebels would have wanted, but exactly what the Crusaders need in their hunt to reach the final of the Trans-Tasman competition. Great start. Just the Rebels making trouble for themselves, really losing that line out as well. So 2 moments contributing to all the pressure so far from the Crusaders. And now Richie Mo'unga with the conversion attempt coming up for them. It's not the most difficult kick, but it's right into the sun. But he shouldn't have any problem with this one. Right, we've had 3.5 minutes. The Crusaders striking very early on in this game. They need 33 points plus 3 tries more than the Rebels today. Conversion goes over, so 7 points to 0. The Crusaders lead the Rebels here in Melbourne. 7 points to 0 it is. Right, Mitchell Drummond striking very, very early on here for the Crusaders. Restart taken by the Rebels now into the hands of Severies just outside the 22 of the Crusaders now. Drummond again. Out it goes to Avidi Mo'unga. Mo'unga into the space again. Up to the 10-meter line. Gives it out to Will Jordan. Will Jordan is going to go on his own. Drive time Crusaders again. And we've had 4 minutes in this game. And the Crusaders go over for their second try of this game. And it should be 14 points to 0 after just 5 minutes of play in this game. What a breakaway from the Crusaders. Richie Mo'unga making the space there. Offloads to Will Jordan. And Will Jordan just backing himself there against the fullback, George Worth. And an easy run in here for the Crusaders. So with the conversion to come, it should be 14 points to 0 for the Crusaders after just 5 minutes of play. Unbelievable start from the Crusaders here, just showcasing what they need to do and why they're here today. If there was any doubt whether they could do it today, well, it's clearly gone down the drain just now. So conversion is good. So 14 points to 0 after just 5 minutes of play in this game. And the Rebels look like an amateur team at the moment. Richie Mohanga just opening up the space there for Will Jordan as he runs over, outruns George Worth, and an easy try down for them. Nothing Frank Lomani could have done there as well. And now it's going to be another restart from the Rebels. This time it's going to go directly into touch. So it is going to be a scrum down to the Crusaders on halfway. Everything is going wrong for the Rebels at the moment. Unbelievable start from the Crusaders though. And after 6 minutes, we're going to have a scrum down in the middle of the field for this Crusaders side. Everything is going their way at the moment. 14 points to 0 after just 6 minutes in this first half. How bad is this Rebel side? Really poor on the defense and making those amateur mistakes. 3 mistakes leading to this already. First, it was Joe Powell's little box kick over the top, charged down by Scott Barrett. Then there was a line-out stolen 5 meters out from the try line. And now, from the restart, they scored again, opening up the space for Richie Mohanga. And also now the restart going astray for the Rebels. And that's all in just 7 minutes of play in this first half. Not the start the Rebels would have wanted. Brilliant start for the Crusaders, as the Highlanders will be looking on in despair at the moment. Right, scrum feed from Mitchell Drummond at the back of that scrum. They are milking the penalty. They got the advantage now, and penalty to the Crusaders. 7 minutes into this first half, on halfway, they've got a chance to kick this downfield again and set up an attacking lineup. Richie Mohanga with the ball in hand there. He's going to find touch. Let's see. Round about 5 meters inside the 22 of the Rebels. And it's 14 points to 0 after just 7.5 minutes. Crusaders scoring 2 very quick, flashy tries. And now McAllister with a throw into this lineup. He's going to find Wheaton Douglas. Now Mitchell Drummond. Off it goes to Sever Rees, who charges in there. Now it comes out to Brodie McAllister again. They're about 15 meters out from the try line. Mohanga a little dab through, but this one is not going to work out for them, and it's going to run over the dead ball line. So it is going to be a 22-meter restart for the Rebels now. 8 minutes gone in this first half. Well, dream start here for the Crusaders. Couldn't have asked for a better start to this game. Right, so the restart coming now from Joe Powell. Puts its very sloppy kick downfield up to halfway. And the Crusaders have now got it. It's Braden Inner up to the 10-meter line inside Rebels half. Here they come again. Richie Mohanga. Out it goes to Will Jordan again. Skip pass out to Havili. Havili making his way over the 10-meter line now for the Crusaders. Richie Mohanga again out to Brodie McAllister, but he knocks it on this time round. And it's going to be a scrum down to the Rebels roundabout on that 10-meter line. So 9 minutes gone in this first half. It's 14 points to 0 to the Crusaders. Dream start for them. They need one more try to get their third try and get that bonus point so far. And then they also need a few more points to overtake the Highlanders in that first place position at the moment. Right, so scrum down on the 10-meter line inside the Rebels half. Joe Powell to feed this for the Rebels. Let's see what's going to happen with this scrum. The Crusaders coming out with a 4 so far. That first scrum But a penalty this time round to the Rebels and an early chance for them to now attack as well and put some points on the board after the Crusaders onslaught very early on in this game. Right, it is going to be kicked downfield here by Carter Gordon for the Rebels. He's going to find touch, roundabout on the 10-meter line inside Crusaders half now. Throw-in coming from the hook, Jordan Ulysses. Right, who's he going to find? He is going to find it back for Michael Welch on the 10-meter line inside Crusaders half now. Joe Powell out to Hosea. Up to the 10-meter line they go again now. Joe Powell out it goes to the inside center, making a bit of headway there. Other guys now. Andrew Callaway out to Hosea again, driven back in a tackle and a good counter ruck from the Crusaders. I've seen them turn this over. Here they come again. Brody McAllister just inside their own half now. Alan Alatoa. Out it goes to Dallas McLeod. About a little knock on there from the Crusaders. And after 11 minutes, it's going to be a scrum down to the Rebels, roundabout on the 10-meter line inside Crusaders half. Right, so a few mistakes now creeping into the mix for the Crusaders. We're not used to that. So after a brilliant start in that opening 3 or 4 minutes, the things have now settled down just a little bit here. And thank goodness for that. We at least want to see some nail-biting stuff here towards the end. If the Crusaders is going to get that so early on, then this is going to become a dead rubber as well. Right, 11 and a half minutes gone, 14 points to 0. It is the Crusaders leading the Rebels. Still outscoring the clock at the moment. Joe Powell with the feet to the scrum. Big scrum again, but now they're going to run. This is Lomani. Up to the 10-meter line now. Joe Powell, Michael Welsh, just outside the 22 now. Joe Powell again. It's Carter Gordon, 5 meters out from the 22 now. The Rebels taken up by Cabos Elof for the Rebels, still 5 meters out. Now it's Callaway. Out it goes to Corabetti. Back inside it goes to Hardwick. They've lost a bit of ground. 10 meters out from the 22 now. Big charts here from the Rebels. Joe Powell, Carter Gordon, back to Cabos Elof. Still round about 5 meters out from the 22. Penalty advantage coming their way now. A little tap ahead. The chase is on, but it is Will Jordan who's going to get it. So we're coming back for that penalty. 12 or 13 minutes gone in this first half. Penalty right on outside of 22, right in the middle of the field. Can the Rebels set up a line out here and maybe get their first points of the game? We've had 13 minutes in this first half. 1 free. Crusaders scoring 2 very quick tries in a matter of 4 minutes. Just a lively and on the attack. Poor decisions from the Rebels really caused us trouble for them. So they do get the line out now, 5 meters out from the try line, and they can set this up now. Ulysses with the throw into this line out. Right, just looking at that replacements at the moment. Steve Cummins is on in the place of Leota for the Rebels as well. Now taken off the back. Here comes Hartwig. And it goes to Lomani. 5 meters out from the try line is the Rebels now. Joe Powell. Hosea taking it forward for the Rebels now. Joe Powell. It goes back inside. It's strike time for the Rebels. And it comes through. Let's see who's the try scorer. Trevor Hosea, I think, is the man who dots it down. Let's just see there. Yeah, I think it is him who scored that try. So the Rebels do strike back, and it should be a converted one as well. So 7 points to 14. It should be after around 15 minutes of play. Great inside pass there to the number 5, Trevor Hosea, who goes over for a brilliant try here. It's his first try in Trans-Tasman and the first one of his career as well. So now Carter Gordon with the conversion attempt coming out. Should be an easy one. That's why I already put the conversion over. 15 minutes gone in this first half, and the Rebels strike back. Carter Gordon with the conversion attempt, and that's solid through the middle. So 14 points to 7 after 15 minutes. And this looks like a bit of contest now. At the moment, there is one of the Crusaders players are down at the moment. We have to wait and see who that is. It looks like it's Ethan Blackadder, who got a massive knock to the head. And this looks very serious for the Crusaders as well. Well, in fact, it is Dallas McLeod, the number 12, who did replace Havili for this game. So they are attending to him at the moment. This does look really serious. He's had 12 Super Rugby caps and 1 try so far to his name. Right, so he's gonna be up and going. Let's see if he's gonna get replaced though. 15 minutes into this first half. It is 14 points to 7. And what a start we've had to this game already. Matayeli is now on in the place of Dallas McLeod, so he will take no further action in this game. He doesn't look like he's here on the field. Looks like he's off in dreamland at the moment. It's Dallas McLeod. It's a pity. The youngster is a very solid runner, and really look forward to what he could do today. But he will take no further part in this game at all. Matayeli has replaced Dallas McLeod in the 15th minute of this first half. 7 points to 14. The Crusaders leading the Rebels. Crusaders striking very early on in this game, scoring 2 very quick tries in a matter of 4 minutes. And it really looked like the Crusaders was going to run rampant very early on in this game. But a good try now from Hosea has put the Rebels back into this game. Restart from the Crusaders now into the hands of Marika Korabeti. Inside his 22, taking it up nicely for the Rebels. Joe Powell waiting. No, Kabos Ilov has gone on a little run here for the Rebels. 5 meters out from their own 22. The forwards taking it up now. Comes forward to Hosea again, but a little knock on this time from the Rebels, and it's going to be a scrum down to the Crusaders. 5 meters out from the 22. Not what the Rebels would have wanted at all. Right, so it's going to be a scrum down now to the Crusaders. 5 meters out from the 22. "16 minutes gone in this first half. It's 14 points to 7 to the Crusaders. Tries by Will Jordan, Mitchell Drummond, and then from Trevor Hosea for the Rebels. Mitchell Drummond now to feed the scrum. 5 meters out from the 22. Can I get this? Yes, Mitchell Drummond's got it off the back now. Richie Mohanga. Out it goes to Braden Inner. Good defense from the Rebels. Joe Powell over that ball. But it comes back for Severies. Severies to Mitchell Drummond to Witu Douglas. He puts his head down. Support plays there quickly. Drummond out to Ethan Blackadder. Big tackle on Ethan Blackadder, but it's a high one and it's a penalty advantage. Now here comes Lester Fainganuku. Fainganuku breaking up to the 20, nearly to the 22-meter line. Now Mitchell Drummond, Scott Barrett, Richie Mohanga gets the offload to Will Jordan. He knocks it backwards, so we are going to come back for that penalty to the Crusaders. Just 5 meters out from the 22. And surely they've got to go for touch here. 17 minutes gone in this first half. The Crusaders now need to score 2 more tries and get that 33-point cushion, which is currently at 7. So 20 points needed from the Crusaders to overtake the Highlanders at the top of the lock, and 2 more tries required as well. 17 and a half minutes gone in this first half. Throw in from Brody McAllister now for the Crusaders. 10 meters out from the try line. Here they come, but it's a bit sloppy off the back now. Brody McAllister needs to collect that again on the 22-meter line of the Rebels now. Here they come. Just over the 22-meter line now, Mitchell Drummond. Out it goes to Alan Latoa. Taken forward by Havili. Now Drummond. Out wide, it goes to Will Jordan. Now Matayele. Matayele still going off the back. Throws it back inside to Mitchell Drummond. Back inside to Lester Fainganuku. And he gets the try down for the Crusaders. Don't think there should be anything wrong with that. They are going to go upstairs. But the try should stand for the Crusaders. Great try and great support play from the Crusaders team. Just showing us how support play needs to be. Will Jordan out to Matayele. Matayele back inside. Poor defense from the Rebels. And an easy run in for Lester Fainganuku there. Oh, let's just see. There might be a foot in touch here. Let's have a look at this real quickly. Was inside, then it came back to Drummond, and then back inside to Lester Fainganuku. But I think the try will stand. They're definitely not referring it anymore. Richie Mohanga is now going to attempt a conversion here for the Crusaders. 19 minutes gone in his first half, and it's 19 points to 7. Can the Crusaders do this? Can they reach the final of Super Rugby Trans-Tasman? The conversion attempt from Richie Mohanga is going to go to the right of the post, so the score stays the same. A 12-point lead plus 3 tries so far, but they still need one more try. One more try needed, and then they still need plenty of tries, I think, or points, 19 points to overtake the Highlanders on top of the lock. Now the restart from the Rebels taken in by Witu Douglas for the Crusaders inside the 22. Drummond, out it goes to Mohanga. Now Scott Barrett breaks through the middle. Here they come again. Back inside to Mohanga. Mohanga's going to outsprint Carter Gordon. No, it's not. Steps back inside, gets the offload to Lester Fainganuku. Will Jordan about 10 meters out from the try line now. Here comes the Crusaders again. Mitchell Drummond. Out it goes to Sione Avili. 5 meters out. Drummond. Out it goes to Ethan Blackadder. Good defense from the Rebels this time round. Now they're going to the left. Matayele in possession for the Crusaders now. About 6 meters out from the try line. Drummond. Alan Alatoa. Still 5 meters out from the try line now. The Crusaders. McAllister puts his head down. Big tackle from Hosea, but they're still covering this. The Crusaders. Long cut-up pass from Mohanga. Out it goes to Severies in the corner. Try time, Crusaders. Bonus point try there for the Crusaders now. And it's 24 points to 7. And this Crusaders side really not messing around at the moment. Scott Barrett breaking free. Gave it inside to Richie Mohanga. Nearly ran the length of the field. Then got the offload to Will Jordan. And from there, they just really had a quick crack at the line and got over very easily for Severies. So the Crusaders now leading 24 points to 7 with the conversion to come. Really outsmarting this Rebels side at the moment for that try by Severies. Great pass from Mohanga. Just pulling all the defenders in, and an easy touchdown for Severies. 22 minutes gone in this game, 24 points to 7, and a conversion to come. It is always going to be a tough ask for the Crusaders to win by 33 points. The bonus point we knew would be easy, but that 33 points required is quite a big one. Will they be able to pull this off as the Crusaders? It certainly looks like it after 23 minutes. The conversion from Mohanga is a good one as it goes over. So 26 points to 7. The Crusaders now lead after just 22 and a half minutes. Crusaders not mocking around here today. Got the bonus point secured. 4 tries to 1 so far. 23 minutes gone in this first half. Carter Gordon with the restart. Into the hands of Sam Whitelock. Big tackle from Korobetti. Just inside the 22 now, taken up by Matayeli. Mitchell Drummond waiting for it. Comes out to Mohanga. And Mohanga is going to put this into touch. Round about, let's see, on a 10-meter line inside their own half. So line out coming up for Ulysses now. It's been one-way traffic so far for the Crusaders. Taken by Hosea at the back of that line out. Now here they come. Nice Arani. Over the 10-meter line goes the Rebels now. Can they get the try of their own here? Kabos Ilov, pick and go from him. Joe Powell again at the back now. Gives it out to Callaway. Callaway tackled really fast by Braden Enner. And now he's held up as well in that. And it's been ripped by Lester Fanganuku for the Crusaders. On their own 10-meter line now. Mitchell Drummond kicks it ahead. Nobody at the back for the Rebels. It is Carter Gore. Joe Powell needed to go back. And he's knocked it on. So scrum down to the Crusaders. 5 meters out from the 22 of the Rebels. And the Rebels just making too many mistakes at the moment. The Crusaders really just capitalizing on the mistakes of the Rebels here. Under pressure, no control over this game is the Rebels. It's all Crusaders at the moment. 24 and a half minutes gone. Crusaders 26-7. Scrum down 5 meters out from the Rebels 22. Just an easy run in here for the Crusaders today. Can the Rebels somehow find their way back into this game? As it stands, it is the Crusaders now starting to make headway into that final 2 positions on the lock. Mitchell Drummond with the scrum feed here. Taken off the back from Wheaton Douglas. But a penalty to the Rebels this time. Illegal scrummaging from the Crusaders. So there is some relief for the Rebels here after 25 minutes of play. Well, both Yellow really doing well there against George Bauer. Milking that penalty for the Rebels. And Carter Gordon now can kick this downfield. He is going to find touch round about, on the 10-meter line inside Crusaders half. Does this Rebel side have anything in their ability to get another try out of this game? Certainly doesn't look like it at the moment. Taken by Hosea, Joe Powell. Carter Gordon smashing it up as Naisarani. Naisarani, 5 meters out from the 22 now. Joe Powell, Carter Gordon, long skip out pass, intercepted by Will Jordan. But it should be deemed a penalty as he didn't have control over that ball. Let's see what the referee tells him here. Referee and the touch judge having a talk at the moment. Will there be a yellow card for Will Jordan on this occasion? 26 minutes gone in this first half. It's 26 points to 7 to the Crusaders. They are going to check this out now to see whether professional foul has been committed. And I think it will. And one could argue that Korobetti would have been in for a try here if that ball went to his hands. So a big call coming up here for the referee now. Was there an opportunity for Korobetti to score a try? Nobody in sight. So yellow card to Will Jordan, and it's going to be a penalty to the Rebels. 26 minutes into this game. Crusaders now have to play without Will Jordan for the next 10 minutes. So he will be back with 4 minutes left of the first half. The kick into touch from the Rebels, 5 meters out from the Crusaders try line. Can they get back with another try here? Is the Rebels. Big throw-in coming here for them. Jordan Ulysses, the man to throw this in, finds Leota at the back, but it's not in straight. And the Crusaders let off the hook there. Scrum down to the Crusaders. Bad mistake again from the Rebels there. Just not throwing it in straight. Well. Very poor attempt from the Rebels today so far. You have to feel sorry for the Highlanders that the Rebels had to be the team that was left for the Crusaders today. Because I just get this early feeling that the Crusaders will manage to win this quite comfortably, get that bonus point and secure it with more than 33 points here. And then with all expectations, we should see the Blues get the victory in this game just after this against the Western Force. Scrum feed now taken by Wheaton Douglas off the back to Severis, is going to hit this downfield. Not going to find a lot of distance. And it's going to be a line out now to the Rebels. Let's see, about 10 meters out from the try line. So not a lot of ground lost by the Rebels on this occasion. And Ulysses needs to get the spot on now. 28 minutes gone in this first half. About, 5 meters out from the try line. Can they do it this time round? Talk here from Cameron Orr, just guiding Ulysses with this throw-in. Gives it out to Hosea, and the maul has been formed, but quickly going to Naisarani. Naisarani, 5 meters out from the try line now. Joe Powell waiting for it. Ulysses, good defense from the Crusaders. Just rushing up in defense now. Hosea, still 5 meters out is the Rebels. Joe Powell. Oh, Joe Powell tried to go on his own, just short. 1 meter short, taken up by Ulysses again. 5 phases already. Pick and go from the Rebels. Have they knocked it on? Advantage to the Crusaders. But let's quickly go and have a look. We might go upstairs for this one, but I doubt that the Rebels have got this down. They knocked it on. 28 and a half minutes gone in this first half. And I think that the Crusaders will be relieved with this one. They are going to go upstairs. Let's see whether there was a grounding or not. It's going to be a close one. No, Kabos-Ilov has knocked that on. So no try for the Rebels. And it is going to be relieving. Let's see whether that kick out into touch was legal from the Crusaders. No, we are going to have that scrum 5 meters out from the try line. Kabos-Ilov now having a bloody nose for that effort as well. So the Crusaders survived that onslaught from the Rebels. 29 minutes gone in this first half, 26-7 at the moment. 5 meters out from the Crusaders try line, it's going to be scrummed down to the Crusaders. And we've seen them run from their own 22 earlier in this game on a few occasions already. So won't be surprised if they're going to run this from their own try line, in fact. But there's the fact that Will Jordan is in the bench in the bin at the moment, with still 7 minutes to serve of his time. Let's see how this scrum is going to turn out for the Crusaders. The Rebels have been really poor in defense so far, and the Crusaders have been attacking every opportunity that they've got so far in this game. 29 minutes gone. Mitch Drummond with a feed to the scrum. It is a solid scrum from the Crusaders off the back there, and it should be an easy clearance for them now. Wheaton Douglas off the back. They are going to try and run this from their own try line. Here they come, Mohanga. Out it goes to Lester Fanganuku. Good tackle this time from Vayu. And Severis breaks free from the back of that blind side. But now the kick forward is taken by Frank Lamani on the 10-meter line. Rebels coming with a counter-attack. Kicks it downfield. Callaway chasing, but it's going to find touch just inside the 22 of the Crusaders. Great breakaway from Severis on the blind side there. Just nobody inside there. And a kick ahead. He tried to milk a penalty there by running straight into the fullback, George Worth. Will the referee buy it? No, he won't. Line out to the Crusaders has now been stolen by the Rebels. 15 meters out from the try line. Chance for Cameron Orr taking it up for the Rebels. Joe Powell. Out it goes to Hardwick. Hardwick puts his head down just inside the 22. Here they come. Vayu. Good defense from Scott Barrett. Now Joe Powell out to Leota. Good defense from Michael Alatoa there. The pass to Jake Gordon. Now another chance here for Worth. They're losing a bit of ground as the Rebels now, just outside of 22. Joe Powell, nice Sarani. Drives over the 22 again. Now Joe Powell. Out it goes to Carter Gordon. Back to Leota. Stopped in his tracks there. Joe Powell again. Out it goes to Frank Lomani. Support needed for the Rebels now. And it looks like it's been turned over by the Crusaders on a sloppy pass from Mitchell Drummond, but a penalty to the Rebels. They've done it illegally, so another chance now for the Rebels to set this up. 9 minutes left. Frank Lomani goes quickly. Now Corabetti running straight. 5 meters out from the try line now as the Rebels. Joe Powell. Out it goes to Naisarani. 2 meters out. So close is the Rebels now. Can they get it down? Ball is out. Frank Lomani's got it at the back for the Rebels. They need to get this ball back now. It's Leota. Cameron Orr at the back of that ruck now. Carter Gordon out to Callaway. Callaway trying to step a couple of men but can't get anywhere. Still 5 meters out. Now Corabetti. Corabetti to Hosea to Leota. Still 5 meters out is this Rebel side now. Needs to come quickly into the hands of Naisarani. They've got some big runners. It's this Rebel side. Now Joe Powell, Leota. Still 5 meters out at the moment. And then a little knock on from Joe Powell. Sees the end of that movement. And it's going to be a scrum down to the Crusaders. 5 meters from their own try line. 8 minutes gone, or 8 minutes left in this first half. And what an onslaught from the Rebels here in this last 3 or 4 minutes. But just not able to breach this defense of the Crusaders side. They've got all the strong runners, Ulysses, Leota, Hosea, and Naisarani, as well as Corabetti, who can smash that ball up for them. But great defense from the Crusaders, just really stopping them in their tracks. And one have to question that knock-on from Joe Powell as well. It did look like it went backwards, but the referee went forward. So 5 meters out from the try line of the Crusaders now. 7 minutes left in this first half. The Crusaders got the bonus point, but they don't have the point differential at the moment. Scrum feet from Mitch Drummond. 5 meters out from their own try line. Big scrum this time from the Crusaders. Richard Douglas gets the penalty for the Crusaders. And they've got an opportunity to find some relief. Is the Crusaders now. Big scrum from George Bauer and Michael Alatoa. Just milking that penalty for the Crusaders. And now the kick downfield from Mohanga is not going to find touch and into the hands of Worth. He's going to run it up to the 22-meter line for the Rebels. Opportunity here for them again. Naisarani. Good tackle from Sione Avili there on him. Joe Powell waiting for the ball now. Carter Gordon. Out it goes to Gabos Eloff. Still about 2 meters short from the 22. Now Joe Powell. He's going to snipe on his own. Can he go all the way? Is Joe Powell. Over the try line he goes. And that's try time to the Rebels. What a little snipe from Joe Powell. Gets the Rebels back into this game. And what a try from the Dippy scrum half. 26 points to 12 with 5 minutes to go in this first half. What a comeback from the Rebels. Great little dart from Joe Powell. Had 3 guys on him there. Decided to dive over that try, or went for the dive, and beat all 3 of them to the try line there. Great stuff from Joe Powell. What a little snipe, beating Braden Enner and George Bauer to that ball. And what a little dive. And it could be trouble here for Matayeli for the Crusaders as well, who went in with the knee there on Joe Powell. So I don't know if they're going to refer that or not. But a brilliant try from Joe Powell, the former Brumby scrum half, doing some great work here at the Rebels at the moment. Still a minute left on Will Jordan's yellow card. 5 minutes to go in this first half. Carter Gordon with the conversion attempt coming on now. So the Crusaders lose their bonus point. plus, that kick is not going to go over. So 26 points to 12. It's a 14-point game. So they lose their bonus point, but still lead by 14 points at the moment. So they need another, 19 points plus a bonus point try if they want to overtake the Highlanders at the top of that block at the moment. Richie Mo'unga with the restart for this game. We've got 4 minutes left in this first half, taken by Korobeti. He's going to kick it downfield. Massive up from him. So that's a beautiful kick from Korobeti. Runs inside the 22 of the Crusaders. But Mo'unga is going to charge down the middle here. Is he going to make a bit of space? He beats another 2 defenders. Gets the offload to Scott Barrett. Now Ethan Blackadder over halfway. It's Sam Whitelock, but he knocks it on the 10-meter line inside Rebels half. And nearly the Crusaders had another charge down the field. And all courtesy of that world's best fly-off, Richie Mo'unga. He beat 2 defenders and took another 2 defenders in the offload. And from there, the Crusaders really, all they had to do was just run it through the hands to Severies. But Whitelock, unfortunately, knocks it on. So it is going to be a scrum down to the Rebels on the 10-meter line inside their own half. We've got 3 minutes left in this first half. And Will Jordan should be coming back any second now after his yellow card for the professional foul a little bit earlier in this game. Joe Powell now with the feet to the scrum on their own 10-meter line. Who's going to score the final points of the first half? Scrum goes down, penalty advantage to the Rebels, I think it is. Now it's taken up by Vayu. Ulysses puts his head down, up to halfway comes the Rebels now. Now it's Michael Welsh, needs support now over halfway. Joe Powell again, Carter Gordon, out it goes to Callaway. Now Frank Lamani gets caught just inside the half of the Crusaders. Joe Powell again, but what are we going back? Are we going back for a penalty to the Rebels here? Roundabout on the 10-meter line. So front row collapsing from the Crusaders and a chance now for the Rebels to kick this into touch in the territory of the Crusaders. 2 minutes to go in this first half, 26-12. And currently the Crusaders have lost their bonus point and they're only leading by 14 points. They need to win this by 33 points and secure a bonus point to overtake the Highlanders in first place at the moment. So the line out is about 5 meters out from the 22 of the Crusaders. Ulysses to throw in. Who's it going to go to? Let's see. It is going to go to Hosea. Now Joe Powell gives it out to Carter Gordon, straightening the line. Quick ball, 5 meters out from the 22 now. Here they come, Naisarani. Needs support now, Joe Powell. Out it goes to Ulysses. Callaway beats 2 defenders. Very close to the 22-meter line now. Joe Powell out to Hosea. Hosea a little bit isolated there, but it comes back this side. Now Naisarani, pick and go from him inside the 22 now. There's Leota at scrum half. Here they come again, Cameron Orr. Cameron Orr beats 1 defender. Inside the 22 they go. They're waiting for this now. It's Naisarani, Michael Wells. They're 10 meters from the try line as the Rebels now with less than a minute to go in this first half. It's been turned over by the Crusaders and here comes Whitelock. Somehow the Crusaders have managed to steal that now. Mo'unga. Out it goes to Avili. The cutout pass to Lester. Fanganuku beats 1 defender, gets the offload to Reino. And here comes Matayeli. Matayeli up to halfway, back inside to Braden Enna. And Braden Enna has knocked it on. He was on his way to the try line. Nobody in front of him. And somehow he's knocked that on. I cannot believe it. What a mistake from Braden Enna there. And will that come back to haunt the Crusaders in this game? Sparrow asking, how could you be up so early? It is a big Trans-Tasman game here. We could witness the Crusaders being dumped out of the competition today. So that's why I'm up, Sparrow Maravillas. But what a knock-on from Braden Enna there. open try line, nobody in front of him. And that is 7 points down the drain for the Crusaders. Well. We are going to have that scrum down, I think. So it should be halftime just after this. But what a mistake from Braden Inner there. Didn't expect that at all. I was already getting ready to change the scoreboard there. And, well, it just didn't work out for the Crusaders on that occasion. We are having a tendency to an injury at the moment, but let's see. We are going to have that scrum down before halftime. No, it is going to be halftime, guys. So at halftime, it is the Crusaders 26 and the Rebels 12. So all to play for here in the second half. The Crusaders currently leading by 14 points. They need to win it by 33, and they still need to outscore the Rebels with another try. I'm going to take a quick break, but when I do come back, we are going to line up for that big second half, guys. So don't go anywhere. Right, guys, we are back for the second half here. The Crusaders leading by 26-12 at half time. And what a start very early on from the Crusaders, leading by 14 points to 0 after just 4 minutes in this game. And it looked like they were going to run over this Rebels side. But somehow this Rebels side has found a way back into this game. And at halftime, the Crusaders lead by that 14-point cushion that they got in that first 4 minutes. But all their work is cut out for them in the second half. They need to get another 19 points plus score another try and keep this Rebel side scoreless in the second half. So a big ask from the Crusaders as we take another look at that lock at the moment. And as it stands, let's have a look. The Crusaders now move up to 22 points, but they still need that one more try, and they also need to get that 19 extra points to overtake the Highlanders at the top of the lock. Because of that, the reason I'm saying that is because the Blues are, after this game, they take on the Western Force at home at Eden Park, and we expect them to get the full 5 points and move up to 24 points on the lock, which will leave only the Highlanders and the Crusaders with the opportunity to take that second place. But as it stands, it is the Highlanders who's going to go through to the final, having not lost a single game in this competition. They've done tremendously well yesterday, getting that 5-pointer against the Brumbies. It was, we didn't expect that from them, but yeah, they're there, and the Crusaders got all their work cut out for them here in the second half. Was we just await the guys to come back onto the field. But who would have imagined that the Crusaders would start with such a big onslaught, leading after just 4 minutes by 14 points. So tries by Will Jordan and Mitch Drummond very early on in that fourth minute to make it 14-0. And the Rebels really looked all out of sorts in that opening 20 minutes, but came back very strong in that last 20 minutes to really get back into this and score 2 of their own tries as well, and nearly score the third one if it wasn't for Kabos Eloff, who knocked that ball on. So let's quickly go through the lineup. Cameron Orr, Jordan Ulysses, and Kabos Eloff has been strong, taking that ball up nicely. But the two guys that's really been looking good is Rob Leota and Trevor Hosea, as well as Issa Naisarani, who's taken the ball up tremendously well for this Rebel side in that last 20 minutes of the first half. Then for the backline, Joe Powell has been really a revelation, trying to snipe around the fringes, making life hard for the Crusaders at ruck time. Then Carter Gordon has put away his backline pretty solid when they had the ball. Marika Korabeti has had a few strong runs. Frank Lemani's done well. George Worth has been solid at the back as well. Then for the Crusaders, all of these guys mentioned above has been really good. But we are going to go back to that second half now, guys. It is going to be the Rebels who get the second half underway for us. Crusaders leading 26 points to 12. The next 40 minutes will determine the outcome of this competition. It's Witu Douglas taking it over the 22-meter line early for the Crusaders. Now it's Sione Avili out to Richie Mohanga. Finds Braden Inner just inside their own 22 at the moment as the Crusaders. Mitch Drummond out to Richie Mohanga. It's been charged down by the Rebels, but Mohanga gets back for it. Gets the long pass out to Severies, who thumped this downfield. Not going to find touch, though, into the hands of Worth. Can Worth do something here? He beats Severies, but tackled by Alan Latoa. Now a chance here. Vayu, 5 meters out from the 22, the Rebels now. Powell, out it goes to Leota, driving it forward over the ball. Now Joe Powell. Here comes Carter Gordon to Kabos Eloff. They're 5 meters out from the 22 at the moment. It's been ripped by the Crusaders, and they've turned this over. Now Richie Mohanga. Another chance down from Cameron Orr this time. Into the hands of Whitelock it goes. 10 meters out from their own try line is the Crusaders now. And what a passage of play from the Rebels. Now it is taken forward by George Bauer for the Crusaders. Will he come back to the Crusaders side? Yes, he does. Mitch Drummond, Brodie McAllister puts his head down just inside the 22 of the Crusaders. Now comes Will Jordan, nearly intercepted, but Sione Avili's got it now. Sevu Rees, still inside his own 22, trying to step through a couple of defenders. Not going to be able to do that. Now Mitch Drummond, waiting for that ball to come out. Whitelock gives it out to Brodie McAllister, offloads to George Bauer. George Bauer, back to Will Jordan. The Crusaders might score here. Galloway on Will Jordan. Who's going to win this race? It is a brilliant tackle from Galloway. And I think that Will Jordan might be into touch. But if he did get this down, it will be a miracle try. Great stuff from the Crusaders, turning really something from nothing into something. What a run here from the Crusaders. 2 minutes into the second half. Will Jordan could be in the corner, but I think Galloway has made a try-saving tackle. Let's have a look at this real quickly. Did he dive for the line? Oh, he's into touch, unfortunately. So close for the Crusaders there. Just unfortunately, his foot is into touch. So there's going to be a 5-meter line out to the Rebels now. And so close for Will Jordan, but a brilliant try-saving tackle from Andrew Galloway there. No try. It is going to be a 5-meter line out to the Rebels. Great stuff from Andrew Galloway, stopping Will Jordan that looked to be in for all money. But the Wallaby has managed to take him into touch. And what a big tackle that could be in the context of this game. Nearly there for Will Jordan. But what a counter-attack from the Crusaders. They looked under pressure for most of the time in their 22. But somehow managed to break free. But now the Rebels got it 5 meters from their own try line. Joe Powell waiting for that ball to come out. Big counter shove from Wheaty Douglas. Now finds Carter Gordon. And Carter Gordon is going to thump this into touch. Roundabout on, well, between the 10 and the 22 of the Rebels. Opportunity here for the Crusaders to go on the attack again. 2.5 minutes in to the second half. Great stuff. Ross Haylett-Petty's now on for Richard Hartwick as well. Now Brodie McAllister back inside to Sevu Rees. Knocks it on. And now Korobetti out to Carter Gordon. Is a counter-attacking opportunity. Back to Joe Powell. Back inside to Vayu. Vayu over the 10-meter line. Out to Galloway. Needs support now. Will they get this? Crusaders have... No, the Rebels still have this. Just inside their own half now. Comes out to Leota. Puts his head down. Good defense from Brodie McAllister there. Now it's Korobetti. Long skip pass out to Michael Welsh over halfway. Up to the 10-meter line goes the Rebels now. Entertaining Mariko Korobetti. Still possession for the Rebels now. They need to settle things down a bit. Kabos Ilov on the 10-meter line inside Crusaders half. Joe Powell waiting for that ball. Gets it out to Worth. Worth puts his head down. Good tackle from Sevu Rees. And it's been turned over by the Crusaders. Penalty as well. Not releasing on the ground is George Worth. So great defense there from Sevu Rees. And they've got the penalty now. Kicks it downfield. And is going to find touch between the 10 and the 22 inside Rebels half. What a passage of play in this opening 4 minutes of the second half. Everything we are looking for in a Trans-Tasman game. 5 penalties conceded to the 6. The Rebels and the Crusaders now. Mitchell Drummond. Great run from Ethan Blackadder. 5 meters out from the 22 now. Mitch Drummond. Wheaty Douglas. Scott Barrett over the 22. Quickly taken now. Sevu Rees out to Brodie McAllister, but he knocks it on and into touch as well. So will we have a scrum down or a line out here to the Rebels? Just little mistakes creeping in for the Crusaders, but it looks like they could break free any second now. They've been really, when they've gone on the attack, they've looked very solid and has outplayed this Rebels side when it comes to attack, for sure. Right, so it should be a scrum down. No, it's going to be a penalty to the Crusaders. So referee saying that they were offside, so it's going to be kicked into touch here by the Crusaders, 5 meters out from the try line. 5 minutes gone in the second half. It was actually a high tackle or a dangerous tackle from Michael Wells on Severies that led to this penalty. Now Brodie McAllister with the throw into this line out. Beautifully taken by Witu Douglas off the back. They form the maul, and it's going forward at a great pace here. 2 meters out, penalty advantage coming now. It is going to be a, sorry guys, it's going to be a try down to the Crusaders there. I just choked on my own coffee there, but a great try to the Crusaders, keeping the pressure on this Rebel side with the driving maul, and then just quickly went from Mitch Drummond, long pass out to Severies, who gets the try for them. So 31 points to 12 after just 6 minutes of play in the second half. Bertie says Moro Crusaders by 20. So yeah, it could easily turn out that way, Bertie. As you can see, I'm choking on my own coffee here. That's how excited I am for this game. The Crusaders have come out in full force, really dominating this game from the get-go. And now this conversion from Richie Mo'unga to take the Crusaders even further ahead. Let's see if he can get this. Now it's going to go to the left of the post. So 31 points to 12. Bonus point back on for the Crusaders. 7 minutes into the second half. And they have now got a 19-point lead here in this game. They need to win this by 33 points. Bertie says later this afternoon, Bulls by 7. Well, I still got the slight hope for the Sharks, though. But we'll have to wait and see, Bertie. Carter Gordon with the kickoff now into the hands of Severies. He's going to go on a run just outside his own 22 now. The Crusaders looking to run every single ball here at the Rebels. Still about 1 meter out from their own 22 now. Drummond, out it goes to Brodie McAllister again, who's had a strong game so far. Drummond again now. Mo'unga kicks this downfield and finds space at the back. Carter Gordon is there. Now what can he do with this? He's going to hoist it into the air. It is going to be chased down by Worth. Into the hands of Will Jordan. Now finds Mitch Drummond. Back it goes to Braden Enna on the outside. It's Matayeli. Matayeli up to the 10-meter line inside the Rebels half, but a little knock on from them, and it's going to be a scrum down to the Rebels. Roundabout on the 10-meter line inside Rebels half. Bertie says it's going to be sad for the Highlanders if they miss out on the final. Yep. So currently it's still, 14 points required from the Crusaders. And they will be in this final. So definitely possible for the Crusaders. It will be heartbreaking for the Highlanders, as you say. But you cannot look away from this brilliant Crusaders side. I, for one, absolutely hope that the Rebels can do something special today. But after 8.5 minutes, it just doesn't look like it at the moment for the Rebels. Right, scrum down to Joe Powell for the Rebels now. Can he get a solid scrum from them? The scrum feed goes in. Big scrum from the Crusaders. They might have stolen this now. Oh, it's been kicked forward by Joe Powell. Somehow they've managed to get that back now. Matayeli. He's going to go on a run here. Up to halfway he goes. Good defense from the Rebels on this occasion, but a penalty coming the way of the Crusaders. And now just discipline also starting to be a problem for this Rebels side. Ulysses, the man who's penalized for not rolling away. Richie Mo'unga with the kick downfield. It's not going to find touch. In fact, it's going to run over the dead ball line, and it's going to be a scrum down to the Rebels all the way back to the 10-meter line. Or is that? No, that's basically on halfway where the penalty was given. So it is going to be a scrum down to the Rebels after 10 minutes in the second half. 30 minutes to go. We will know who will be playing in the final, or at least one of the teams who will be in the final today. So scrum down now to the Rebels. on halfway here. Scrum feed to Joe Powell. We've got 30 minutes left in the second half. It could go either way for the Crusaders. They have secured the bonus point. They need 14 more points to overtake the Highlanders at the top of the lock. Can the Rebels find some form and get back into this game? Make it a little bit more nail-biting. Right, so Joe Powell off the back now. Nasarani, Joe Powell. Out it goes to Frank Lomani up to the 10-meter line inside Crusaders half. Here they come, Leota. Up to the 10-meter line now. Nasarani, pick and go from him. Still a good run from him as well. He is on the ground. They need to release, but a penalty coming to the Rebels now. Now they can kick this into touch and hopefully set up something for the Rebels as well. 29 minutes left in the second half. Can the Rebels make the pressure count here? It is going to be Carter Gordon to kick this downfield for the Rebels and find touch round about 10 meters out from the Crusaders try line. Can those big driving forwards just burst their way over the try line here? We'll have to wait and see. Leota, Hosea, Naisarani, maybe even Korabeti, Ulysses taken in beautifully there from them. Now it's Leota out to Vayu. Vayu, this inside center now tries to step a couple of defenders. Still about 10 meters out now. Ulysses puts the head down. Still driving forward now. 5 meters out from the try line. Joe Powell. And a little knock on there from the Crusaders as they tried to disrupt that ball from Joe Powell. So it's going to be a 5-meter scrum to the Rebels now, or 5 meters out from the Crusaders try line. 28 minutes left in the second half. If the Rebels can score now, it could make for a very interesting finish here. Scrum down to the Rebels with 28 minutes to go. 5 meters from the Crusaders try line. Big moments in this game. Ethan Blackadder has had a really good Super Rugby Trans-Tasman as well. The youngster is looking really good and in contention for All Black honours a little bit later on in this year. But now it's going to be a scrum down to the Rebels, 5 meters out from the try line. An early injury to Dallas McLeod, who replaced Avili before the game started. C. Matayeli coming on earlier, and Lester Fainganuku moving to the inside center. Scrum feed from the Rebels. It is going a little bit sideways at the moment for them, and we will have another scrum reset. So 27 minutes to go in this game. All the minutes that gets wasted is going to count against the Crusaders today. 27 and a half minutes, or 26 and a half minutes left in this game. The Crusaders still need 14 points. They have secured the bonus points so far, but if the Rebels score now, it could take away that advantage again. The Rebels got a scrum 5 meters out from the try line. We are going to have another reset scrum. Right, backing down is the Rebels now. Can they do something with this? Those big runners, Leota, Naisarani, Hosea, Haylett Petty, Ross Haylett Petty, that is, Michael Welsh, all those strong runners. They need them now. Penalty advantage coming to the Rebels. They need to get this out. This Joe Powell. Naisarani takes it in for the Rebels, but a penalty comes their way. So penalty 5 meters out from the try line. Can they do something with this? Quickly taken by Joe Powell. Gives it out to Leota. Leota 5 meters out from the try line now. Joe Powell. Naisarani puts his head down. 2 meters out now. The Rebels gives it out to Cameron Orr. Another penalty advantage coming the Rebels' way. Joe Powell trying to snipe on his own. Still 4 meters out is the Rebels now. Another penalty coming the way of the Rebels. Naisarani, Frank Lomani goes quickly 2 meters out now. They need to secure this ball and get the try down here. Pick and go from them. Great little dart from the Rebels. So close, 2 meters out. Another penalty coming their way. Now it comes out Carter Gordon. to Callaway. Callaway trying to step his way through there. Gets the offload to Vayu. Now Korobetti. Korobetti's going to go on a run here. He's got nearly there. 2 meters out again for the Rebels. Joe Powell. Out it goes to Leota. Can they somehow find a way through this Crusaders defense at the moment? Still 4 meters short. Now it's Kabos Ilov putting his head down. Another penalty should be coming their way now. It is Vayu who's going to dive over for the try for the Rebels. And the defense just got split open there. And try time to the Rebels. And suddenly things look a little bit daunting for the Crusaders here in this game. Great try from Vayu for the Rebels with 24 minutes to go in this game. It's suddenly game on here. Well, not so much as a contest, but definitely for the Crusaders to make it to the final. They lose their bonus point, and they now again lead by only 14 points. Well, then there's a conversion to come as well for the Rebels. Now Jake Gordon will go for that conversion as well. Glenn Vayu gets his first career try in Super Rugby as well. The inside centre has had a solid game so far for the Rebels. Apart from all the missed tackles and stuff that has been going on here today, they have really looked good on the attack at some stages as the Rebels. So conversion attempt coming up here from Jake Gordon. It is a tough one for his standards. And can he get this? Let's see. He is taking his time with this one. He is going to strike that straight through the middle. So 31 points to 19. And that deficit is just going down here. It is a 12-point game at the moment. And the Crusaders lose their bonus point. Plus, remember, they need to win by 33 points. So Tom Sanders now on the field for the Crusaders as well. We've got 23 minutes in this game left. Now Leota takes it up just over the 22 for the Rebels. They are now full of confidence as this Rebel side. Naisarani tries to drive his way forward. Not held in the tackle. Still going, but a penalty now. He's taken it too far, not releasing. He got held in the tackle and then stood up again. So penalty to the Crusaders now, and immediately a chance for them to strike back in this game. Tackler not releasing on the ground, so it is going to be a line out about 10 meters out from the Rebels try line now. Can the Crusaders get a try? 22 minutes left in this game. Points difference, 12 points at the moment. Let's see if the Crusaders can strike again. The line-out taken by Witu Douglas off the back. Another bit more coming up from the Crusaders now. They are going forward at a great pace here. But it looks like that maul has been, still going forward though, is the Crusaders now 5 meters out. It goes down, penalty advantage coming here for the Rebels, for the Crusaders again. Brian Hall also on the field. Now it goes out to Lester Fanganuku. But we are coming back for another penalty. Severies might go quickly here. Yes, he will. It's going to be dot down by Severies. And just quickly as that, the Crusaders strike again. 36 points to 19 it is now, with about 20 minutes to go in this game. Bonus point back on for the Crusaders, and a lead stretch back to 17 points at the moment. Great little go. Quick tap from Severies, and nobody could stop him. Try time Crusaders with 20 minutes to go in this game now, with a conversion to come. Let's see if the Crusaders can do this. Their character will be tested now in this last 20 minutes. Conversion from Mohanga is over, so 38 points to 19. It's a 19-point game. They still need 14 points. They've got the bonus point. So 14 points required from the Crusaders to go to the final. 2 more tries. Will there be drama towards the end here? 20 minutes to go. 38-19. Crusaders leading the Rebels, needing 14 more points. Kickoff from Carter Gordon into the hands of Witu Douglas. Inside the 22. Now he gets over the 22. Great run here from Witu Douglas. Now Brian Hall. Out it goes to Whiteclock. Now Mohanga. Pass out to Will Jordan. Good defense from Michael Welsh on him. Brian Hall waiting for this ball. Now comes out to Scott Barrett. Charging his way up. About 5 meters out from their own 22. Mohanga. Out it goes to, little knock on there from, knock backwards from Lester Fainganuku. So 5 meters out from their own 22 now. Ollie Jagger taking it up for the Crusaders. Brian Hall, he's going to knock this on. So it's going to be a scrum down to the Rebels. 5 meters out from the 22. With 19 minutes to go in this game. A great tackle from Andrew Callaway on Lester Fainganuku there. So it has been deemed to be knocked on by Andrew Callaway in the tackle. So it's going to be a scrum down to the Crusaders. 5 meters out from their own 22. What a game this has been, guys. This could go anyway at the moment. We've seen how quickly the Crusaders can score 14 points. Matter of 4 minutes in the first half. They went in leading by that margin. So anything can happen. Brian Hall with the feet to the scrum. 5 meters out from their own 22, the Crusaders. It is going to be another scrum reset, so time is ticking out for this Crusaders side. We've got 18 minutes left in the second half. All to play for, 14 points needed from this Crusaders side to make the final. They have secured the bonus point. Can the Rebels spoil their party here today? Islanders will be looking on anxiously. Right, scrum down. Brian Hall to feed this. The back of the scrum is Witu Douglas controlling that. Now Brian Hall out to Brandon Inner. Loop around from Brian Hall out to Mohanga. Now Will Jordan. There's an overlap almost immediately. But the pass don't go to hand, and it's got a bit. He's got it back inside to Frank Lomani. And Frank Lomani's going to score for the Rebels. And what a turn of event this is now. Try time to the Rebels. And that is really, really big. 24 points now for the Rebels. Bad mistake from the Crusaders. Trying to run everything from inside their own half and pays the price there. Try time to the Rebels. And it's going to get more and more difficult for this Crusaders side now. Will Jordan didn't look where he passed that. Got a bet he got it. And Corey Boyd, his pass inside to Frank Lomani. Nobody could stop him. Scott Barrett tried valiantly, but just couldn't do it for them. Great stuff from the Rebels. What a fight back from them as well. So there is a TMO decision, but I don't see anything wrong with that. It should be a try to the Rebels here. Corabetti released that ball in time, I'm sure of it. So with 17 and a half minutes to go in this game, it's all out trouble for the Crusaders now. Jake Gordon with the kick to come. Big moment for them as well. Can they get this conversion? Yes, Jake Gordon now. From the touchline, that is a brilliant strike. He's got it for them, and it's 38-26 now. And suddenly, it looks very, very difficult for the Crusaders to get to the final. 38-26. It's a 12-point game, and the Crusaders have lost their bonus point and need another 19 points to get there. Well, actually, it's 21 points required. And now a little knock-on from the kickoff from the Rebels, just putting that pressure on themselves at the moment. It's going to be a scrum down to the Crusaders on the 22-meter line. We've got 15 minutes left in this game, guys. All to play for the Crusaders. Such a close game. In the end, 12 points only the difference here. After the Crusaders looked like they were going to run rampant here today. They've got 15 minutes to turn this around and head to the final. Scrum down, Brian Hall to feed this for the Crusaders. on the 22-meter line. It is going to be another reset scrum. So every minute that gets wasted in this game is going to count against the Crusaders here today. We've got 14 minutes to go, 14 and a half minutes to go in this game. Can the Crusaders turn this game around? They're leading by 12 points. They need to win it by 33 and secure the bonus point, which they don't have at the moment. Brian Hall to feed this to the scrum for the Crusaders now. Big scrum coming up now. Brian Hall needs to get this at the back. There's a penalty advantage coming for the Crusaders now. Braden Enner trying to straighten the line. Great tackle from Leota. Pick and go from Leicester. Fanganuku could go all the way. 5 meters out now. Brian Hall needs to go wide. Is the Crusaders here? Will Jordan. Oh, he's knocked it on. Can you believe it? But they're going to come back for another penalty to the Crusaders now. Right under the post. 5 meters out. What will the Crusaders do? Tap and go from here, surely. Scott Barrett just talking to the referee real quickly. We've got 13 and a half minutes to go in this game. Right under the post. Reed to Douglas now taps and go. Gives it out to Tom Sanders. Big tackle, Michael Welsh. 3 meters out from the try line now. Puts his head down is Ollie Jagger. And Ollie Jagger gets the try for the Crusaders. Wow. Try scoring machine in this game is the Crusaders. 43-26 it is now. And the Crusaders have another chance now. They've secured the bonus point yet again. And this could turn out to be a really big game. Great stuff. Definitely the game of the weekend so far as excitement has gone. Great try, Ollie Jagger. Now, Richie Mohanga to try and get this conversion. Very important that he gets this. Conversion goes straight through. So 45-26 it is. And we've got about 12 minutes to go in this game. 45-26. The Crusaders need another 14 points to go to the final. 12 minutes to go. Can they do this? 14 points required. 2 converted tries. We'll see them go through to the final. Restart taken by Will Jordan inside his 22. He's going to go on a run and straight through the middle. Goes Will Jordan now. He needs support though. Gets Ethan Blackadder. Just short of the 22 now, the Crusaders. Brian Hall out to Richie Mohanga. They just need to go wide, surely. Lester Fanganuku goes to Braden Enner. 5 meters out from the try line, the Crusaders now. Wow, another penalty advantage coming their way, but there's a knock on as well. So we are going to come back for that penalty. And a yellow card coming for the Rebels now as well. Well. Drama here at the end. Yellow card comes the way of Reese van Neck. Quickly taken by the Crusaders now. Can they do something with this? Comes out to the replacement, Tamati Williams. As he knocked that ball on. That ball spilled out there. So let's see whether he got it done or not. TMO decision coming up. We've got 11 minutes left in this game. And the Crusaders really taking it to the Rebels now. Well, did he have sufficient? Oh, he's lost it. Might have just lost it. Or will they deem that he had downward pressure on that ball? Oh, that might be a try to Tamati Williams. I think that try can be awarded. Well, it's just short of the whitewash. Unfortunately, it might not be a try. But this is a very important decision coming up for the TMO. I don't want to make it. Let's see what they decide here. But I think I would give him the benefit of the doubt and award the try. Let's see what the TMO decides here. A big call coming up now. With 11 minutes to go in this game. So no try. It's been knocked on by the Crusaders, and it's going to be a scrum down to the Rebels with 11 minutes to go in this game. The Crusaders need 14 points to go to the final. What a big call that was. I would have given it. It looked like he had downward pressure on that ball over the whitewash, but the TMO deemed not to be the case. So big scrum with only 7 men in the back at the moment for the Rebels. 11 minutes to go in this game. Crusaders need 14 points. Scrum feet now from the Rebels. 10 minutes to go in this game. Tuttle with the throw into the scrum. It's a penalty to the Rebels here, and a chance for them to get out of their own try line. So Tamari Williams not getting the try and now giving away the penalty as well. It's suddenly not become a very good evening or a very good day for him. James Tuttle, Cameron, Jake Gordon, Carter Gordon kicks it into touch for the Rebels. Right, so throw-in coming now from Matt Gibbon for the Rebels. Barry says, Guru, how's it going? It's going really well, Barry. We are looking forward to the last 10 minutes of this game. It is now Carter Gordon. Out it goes to Nasserani. 5 meters out from their own 22 is the Rebels now. Tuttle gives it out to Michael Welsh, driving his way forward. Now Tuttle again. Carter Gordon puts a little kick ahead, but he's knocked it on. And now Will Jordan can counter-attack here, but no advantage coming for the Crusaders. So a little knock-on from Carter Gordon there, and it's going to be a scrum down to the Crusaders. 9 minutes to go in this game. Wow. So, Barry, you've been very scarce as of late. What's going on, mate? What a game this has been. Scrum down to the Crusaders. They've got the bonus point. They just now need to score 2 more tries. And it's not a lot asked from them. George Bowers back on for Tamari Williams. He's going to go for a head assessment. Scrum down to the Crusaders. Roundabout on the 10-meter line. Inside Rebels half. Free kick to the Crusaders now. Brian Hall takes it quickly, gives it out to Braden Enner. Braden Enner out to Brian Hall again, long pass out to Will Jordan. Will Jordan over the 22-meter line is Matayeli. Matayeli could be in here. Oh, brilliant tackle from the Rebels. And it goes into touch. It's going to be a line out to the Rebels. 5 meters out from the try line. Matayeli just unable to get the try down for them. Brilliant tackle from Frank Lomani. And Korobetti as well, but he could be penalized for that high tackle on Matayeli. Now it is going to be the line out to the Rebels. Right, what can they do here? It has been stolen by Mitchell Dunshea for the Crusaders. 5 meters out from the try line. Can they do something here? Ethan Blackadder. Blackadder 5 meters out from the try line. Brian Hall. Out it goes to Braden Enner under the post. Try time Crusaders. And that is going to be the road to victory here for the Crusaders. And to the final as well. 52 points to 26. And they need 7 points to go to the final. 7 points required from the Crusaders. One converted try will do it for them here with about 7 minutes to go in this game. 7 minutes to get a converted try. That's all the Crusaders need now. It's come down to the last 7 minutes of the game. Or make it 8 minutes of the game. The Crusaders need one more try. Restart from Carter Gordon. It's going to go deep this time and directly into touch. So another scrum down for the Crusaders coming up now and halfway. The Rebels are throwing this away, giving it to the Crusaders here at the end, surely. They need only 7 points now. 7 points will be enough to see them through here. They needed 33 points. They could just do this with 7 minutes to go in this game. Ryan Hall to feed the scrum for the Crusaders. It's imperative that they do get quick ball from the scrum and not waste any time with scrum resets now. So close, the Crusaders now, from reaching the final and probably knocking out the Highlanders. Right, so controlled at the back, Ethan Blackadder. They mocked the penalty as well. Here is the Crusaders. Advantage to them now. It's Seven Rees over the 10-meter line. Still going. Good tackle on him. Now offloads it beautifully. 5 meters out from the 22s, the Crusaders now. Richie Mohanga. Richie Mohanga trying to step his way through here. Does so. Get past one. Inside the 22 now. Ryan Hall, Will Jordan. Steps 3 defenders. Offloads to Ethan Blackadder. 10 meters out now, the Crusaders. Pick and go from the forwards now. Need to come back to the Crusaders side now. Seven Rees. He's knocked. Has he knocked it on? No, he hasn't. Crusaders still got this. 5 meters out from the try line now. 6 minutes to go. Pick and go. Ethan Blackadder again. Out it goes to Whitelock. 8 phases gone. Now Brian Hall to George Bauer. Still 5 meters out, the Crusaders now. It's now or never for them, surely. Ollie Jagger. Still 5 meters out. They're just controlling this with the forwards now. Is the Crusaders. Pick and go, Saunders. Still 5 meters out. Is the Crusaders. Now they go wide. Lester Fanganuku. Fanganuku. Has he gone over the try line? Looks like he might be held up there. He did go over the try line as Lester Fanganuku. So it's all going to come down whether there was grounding or not. With 5 minutes to go in this game, has Lester Fanganuku done it for the Crusaders? TMO decision coming up. Big call coming up here. They'll check for double movement. They'll check for grounding. They'll check everything. I can promise you this. Held in the tackle. Oh, this is going to be a penalty surely against the Crusaders here. Probably a double movement from Lester Fanganuku there. He got held in the tackle there. There he got held. And then he goes over for a double movement. So this is going to be a big call. Did he just reach out and ground the ball, or did he do a second movement? With 5 minutes to go, this is going to be a really big call coming up for the Crusaders now. They need 7 points to go to the final. Right, so it seems like that is not going to be a try, and it's going to be a penalty to the Rebels, surely. Referee explaining to Scott Barrett what the call is. So, no try and a penalty to the Rebels. Not releasing the ball. Double movement from the Crusaders. 5 minutes to go in this game. It's going to come down to the wire for the Crusaders here. The kick downfield finds touch roundabout between the 10 and the 22 of the Rebels. Throw-in coming in for the Rebels now. They need to secure this, and it's been taken by Petty. Now Carter Gordon, Nasserani taking it up for them. Tuttle back inside, it goes to Leota. Leota over halfway, he goes, gives it out to Callaway. Callaway still going over the 22-meter line. 15 meters out is the Rebels now. Tuttle, out it goes to the replacement there. Now they still got to go. Tuttle out to Leota again. Needs support now as the Rebels. Has it been ripped by the Crusaders? Yes, it has. 5 meters out from their own try line. The Crusaders get this ball. Now Scott Barrett to Mohanga, who punts this downfield. Nobody at the back for the Rebels. The bounce of the ball into the hands of Corabetti. Now Corabetti running straight at them. Big tackle there from George Bauer on him. 5 meters out from the 22, the Rebels now. Carter Gordon. Out it goes to the number 22. Puts it to the boot. Will Jordan under pressure here? Will he be able to get this? No, he won't. It is going to be a penalty to the to the Rebels. And another chance now for them to set up a line out here. What drama here to the end. Michael Welsh and go. Can they stop the Crusaders from reaching the final here? Carter Gordon to kick this into touch for the Rebels with 3.5 minutes to go in this game. This is it. 5 meters out from the try line. The Rebels now have a line out. 3 minutes and a half to go. If they score now, it surely has got to be over for the Crusaders. Leota takes it at the back of that line out. Now Tuttle. Out it goes to Naisarani again. 5 meters out from the try line. Tuttle waiting for the ball. Gives it to Cameron Orr. Puts his head down. Tuttle again. Now it's Leota again. Still 5 meters out now. Tuttle. There's a little gap opening up for the Rebels, but brought down quickly by Reese. Now Tuttle again. Michael Wells puts his head down. 3 meters out from the try line. Frank Lomani, and there's a little knock on for Rebels, but it should be another penalty to them as well. Let's see what the decision will be now. Scott Barrett gets warned with 2 minutes and a half to go in this game. Penalty to the Rebels. Naisarani with ball in hand. Here he goes. 5 meters out from the try line, the Rebels now. Can they break Crusaders' hearts here in this game? Frank Lomani, pick and go. Over the ball they go. Pick and go again. 2 meters short now, the Rebels. Penalty advantage coming the way of the Rebels again. And the yellow card is coming for the Crusaders now. Who's going to get that yellow card? It is going to be Brian Hall who gets the yellow card, I think. And with 2 minutes to go now, it's probably... There's still hope for the Crusaders. Let's put it that way. 2 minutes to go. They need 7 points to qualify for the final. But the Rebels, 5 meters out from the try line, will try and steal this from the Crusaders. Here comes Naisarani. Goes up high. Needs to release as the Crusaders now. Tuttle at the back with the ball. Gives it out to Leota. Now Tuttle again. Carter Gordon. Gives it out to the number 22. Still 5 meters out is the Rebels now. Here they come. Still 5 meters out. They're just trying to secure the ball at all costs now. Crusaders will want to steal this ball somehow. Carter Gordon again. Now Naisarani again. Putting his head down 5 meters out. Still is the Rebels. And what do you know? There's a penalty for the Crusaders. With a minute to play in this game, can the Crusaders get that final try that will get them to the final? Unbelievable stuff here. The kick downfield from Richie Mohanga is going to find touch on the 10-meter line inside the Crusaders' half. Minute to go. All to play for now, guys. My voice is leaving me. On the 10-meter line, chance here for the Crusaders. They need a converted try. 30 seconds left in this game. It's now or never for the Crusaders. All or nothing. They've been brilliant today. Can they get that final try here? Line out is going to be taken by Scott Barrett. Now it's Matayeli at scrum half. Out wide they go to Lester Fanganuku. He's straight to the line. It's been snatched by the Rebels. Here comes Jake Carter Gordon with a kick ahead. 5 meters from their own try line as the Crusaders, they dive over. It's going to be a 5-meter scrum to the Rebels here. And time is surely up on the clock. Time is up. They will have this last scrum though. 5 meters out from their own try line. Unbelievable stuff here towards the end. Unbelievable. What are we looking for now? That is the end of the game, says the referee. That's full time. The Crusaders have not managed to do this. Full time here. They come short with 7 points here today, and they will now hope for a, well, let's quickly go and have a look at that log again. Definitely not the updated one, but let's have a look at this real quickly. The Crusaders now move up to 23 points, but still behind the Highlanders. The Blues got the game in hand to get them to the final. If the Blues can get just a win against the Western Force, they will make it to the final with the Highlanders. So coming up in about a half an hour, guys, it's going to be that game between the Blues and the Western Force. The Blues just need to win it. Then they will make it to the final. Unfortunately, Crusaders just running short of that final try that they needed. But it's going to come down to that Blues game, guys. I'm going to be back in about 30 minutes' time. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Until next time, this is the Rugby Guru. Cheers for now.